Hey parents, I'm Mr. Babinski. I've met most of you already, and I see most of you picking up at the end of the day, but I just wanted to hop on for a little bit and talk to you about reading and literacy and what that looks like in kindergarten. So right now we're working on all of our letters. So every day we start with a writing activity with the letter, where we circle the letters that gives me the knowledge of who knows it, who doesn't, and then I introduce the letter. We practice writing the letter, and then we practice the sound of the letter. And so I'm going to just show you really quick. In our classroom, we have our letter wall where we hang every single letter that we use. And then we say the letter and then we say the sound every single day. And then we sing, I'm sure you've heard the Better Alphabet song at home, twice a day, once in the morning, once in the afternoon. The other thing that we're working on as a class is our 100 book challenge. And so that's reading 100 books as a class here every day. So read alouds, any book that they want to read on their own, we just log it right here. And the goal is, as a class, we're getting to 100 books, and it's really pushing that love for reading, love for books, and the desire to learn more. So with that, we're going to start tracking our reading minutes here. In the program that we use, it's called Steps. The program is called ARC, but they call them Steps. For every 15 minutes that the student reads, they get one step. And the goal is 1,000 steps in one school year. And so the way that we have that planned out basically is 2 steps every night. And so I went and created a little reading minutes thing that I'll send home. It's just a half sheet, and it'll be in the return to school part of the black folder. And basically every honey pot is 15 minutes. And so for every 15 minutes that students read at home, could be 15 minutes before bed, and then 15 minutes the next morning, could be 30 minutes before bed. And it doesn't all have to be them reading or them practicing. It can just be you reading them a story, them listening to a story in the car. There's podcasts, YouTube videos, and that kind of stuff if that's what we want to do. And then it can also be, I worked on the letter T today, going from top to bottom, and then we read a book after that, which totaled 30 minutes or whatever. And if you don't read to the 30 minutes, no big deal. Just color in one of the honey pots. If you don't get to reading that night at all, don't color any of the honey pots. But basically, the students are keeping track of how much they're reading at home. And then if they get all of their honey pots filled up, they get to color the big honey pot, and that's when they get a treat at school. I do not expect that every single student, every single week is going to get the big honey pot. But I do want to encourage that they get to there. The more we're reading, the more we're putting text in front of kids, the more they're growing their vocabulary, their language, and their phonics as well. Each of the students in class has been assessed and has been given a yellow card. Almost all of my students are 1 yellow, 2 yellow, or 3 yellow. Let me explain what that means. So this will go home to you. This is a coaching card. This is just a communication from me and the program to you to let you know what you and your students can work on at home. So the yellow is the early kindergarten level of ARC. And basically what I'm looking for is, so like there's these sentences on the back that say, I see a coat. I can read that sentence and almost every single one of my students can keep going. I see a, and then they look at the picture for context. I see a, that's all one Y. To get to 2Y, they need to be able to point to each word as they're saying it, even if they get the last one wrong. So like here, there's this lady, and we know, you and I know it's lady because there's an L in the front, but a student might say, I see a person, or I see a woman. That's not, I don't care about that in 2Y. I just want to see that they have one-to-one correlation, that they understand the letters make words and words make sounds. And so then 3Y would be I see a, and then they can say the very first letter of that sentence. And so they're no longer relying 100% on the picture. They're actually relying on the sound that the word makes. 80, lady. I see a lady. I hope that helps. I'm definitely going to keep you guys updated as your students begin progress and growing their vocabulary, their reading skills. The next level up from 3Y would be 1 green, and then 2 green, and then eventually we'll want them in 1 blue by the end of the year. And I guarantee if we can keep our routines going and we can keep reading at home, getting all the reading at school that they're getting, I guarantee that we're going to see some exponential growth come February and March. Happens every year. So if you have any questions, please reach out. Just really quick, not reading related, I'm going to send out a survey your way coming at the end of this week, beginning of next week, just on how school's going. What are the routines like? Are they enjoying it? What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? Just to kind of give me a gauge on where our families are at, how we're feeling about school, and which kiddos I need to keep an extra set of eyes on. So with that, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you all soon.